Thank you for joining us for this very powerful documentary, 9/11 Press for Truth. You're watching KBDI Channel 12. My name is Sherry Burnson, and I'm joined by one of the producers from the film, Kyle Hentz. Welcome, Kyle.
Good to be here.
We've got the Colorado 9/11 visibility people in the phones, and the reason this station is taking the risk of airing this documentary, we're the first broadcaster in the country to air this, is because of you. You know, we aired a documentary called Freedom to Fascism. We offered 9/11 Press for Truth. The DVD is one of the thank yous, and we got so much response from the community telling us that they wanted to see content of this nature. So right now, it's your chance to call in with your comments. It's your chance to call in with your pledges of support, and we've got some great guests here, and we're going to be giving you a lot of information during these breaks. So Kyle, tell us about this amazing film.
Well, this is a film that just had to be made. This is a story that had to be told because the American people deserve to know the truth about that fateful day. And to this day, we do not. The 9/11 Commission failed the families, and they failed this nation. And we felt that this was a compelling story. It brought together pieces of their story that had never been told before, and showed the Commission to be deficient, to be set up to fail. In the words of the chairman of the Commission himself said that the Commission was set up to fail, and it did. And we deserve to get to the bottom of what happened of that fateful day, because the world has been turned upside down in the wake of those events.
My name is Laurie Van Auken. My husband Kenneth Van Auken was killed on September 11th at the World Trade Center. He was on the 105th floor of the North Tower, which was the first building that was hit and the second building to collapse.
My name is Patricia Casaza. I lost my husband, John Casaza. He worked for Cantor Fitzgerald on the 104th floor of the first tower.
My name is Mindy Kleinberg, and I lost my husband, Alan. He worked for Cantor Fitzgerald on the 104th floor.
These women banded together after their husbands were killed, and now they're leading a campaign to find out exactly how did 9/11 happen.
And finally, the media began to report on our activities, not just the activities of the administration.
Yes, I'm joined by Bob McIlvaine, our very special guest. Bob's featured in the film, and Bob, unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Bob, he lost his son, Bobby, 9/11, and we're so happy to have you here. And Bob's going to really share with us his story, and he's been doing so much work and was really involved with this project, but just not from the get-go. You kind of became involved with the project.
Yeah, well, I just want to briefly mention Bobby. He was a Princeton graduate and had just started working up at Merrill Lynch, which was right across the street from the North Tower. And that day he was murdered. And it took me, you spend at least 6 months grieving. So I really didn't think about 9/11. And but then I started having questions, and I made every 9/11 Commission hearing, and after those hearings, especially when Condoleezza Rice testified, that's when my real anger comes out, and I feel it's very important because I have so much anger. I have an obligation. My son was murdered, and the information that we got from the Commission was just bogus. It was a fraud. And so with that anger, I've made it a mission that this is my job as a parent. My son was murdered. We've never, and I like everyone to put themselves in my position, that you have, or I have, an obligation to investigate my son's murder. And it's been a long, hard journey. A day like today is so emotional. I've been standing here crying because you're watching your son get murdered. That's the bottom line. And that's brutal. And that's why so many people don't want to deal with it, because it is such a brutal, brutal day.
I want to be in the way of some of these families. I mean, they're...
Kissinger was soon replaced by Tom Keene, a former New Jersey governor, and former Congressman Lee Hamilton, who had chaired the House Intelligence Committee. The remaining 8 commissioners were all former D.C. insiders and lawyers, evenly split between Republicans and Democrats.
Remember, in the 90s, they spent $100 million investigating Clinton's sexual exploits. $100 million. And they first allocated only $3 million to investigate the murder of 3,000 people.
at 1-800-690-5234 or log on to KBDI.org. We've got some great thank you gifts for you if you'd like to increase your pledge of support. At the $100 level for the year, you're going to receive both the director's cut with unseen footage in this broadcast, as well as what ended up on the cutting room floor and is even a longer DVD in their own words at the $100 level. At $150 for the year, you'll receive both of the DVDs plus the new Pearl Harbor Revisited. It's a softcover book. We'll be telling you a little bit more about that. And at $200 for the year, it's the 2 DVDs and a DVD that really looks at the physical evidence of 9/11, Blueprint 9/11, and a Fabled Enemies DVD from the director of Loose Change. These are thank you gifts for you that were actually suggested to us by our members and our viewers. So get on the phone right now. So much great